It's finished Altrincham 2, Dagenham and Redbridge 2 in front of just under 1,200 here at the J Davidson Stadium this evening. Phil Parkinson, the Altrincham manager, joins us. Phil, what are your overall reflections on that game?
That we should have won the game. I really truly believe that. I thought there was nothing in the first half and we conceded a penalty, and we really had a good chat with the lads and we went through a few things, and it was just about, could you show what it means to play for Altrincham? Could you show our identity? Could you be braver getting on the ball even more so than they were in the first half? And I thought you could see that in the second half. I thought the way we come out, we were absolutely superb. Got an early goal, Jordan took it really well, and again, a bit of a scruffy one for Egan, but it's gone in. I think if that doesn't go in, is it a penalty? I'm not sure. But the chances we had, again, not masses and masses of chances, but we certainly had the better chances of the game. And where I've come after the defence a little bit on Saturday, I'm coming after the strikers because they've got to finish that off. But ultimately, we've conceded a really, really poor second goal, and that kind of sums up the season, doesn't it? In terms of missed chances, being suckered with not even a moment of quality, just a decision that goes against us with the referee giving a corner that wasn't, and then the wind loops the ball over Matt Gould's head, and it's just so frustrating. But the lads, you can't ask any more of them. I keep saying to the fans, we're giving it everything. And again, they stepped it up, didn't they? I know we gave them something to get behind us on in the second half. But the way they really got behind us, I know we didn't have a big attendance tonight, but it felt like we did when they were singing and all. I was so delighted that they went down that end of the ground as well. I know when they turned the pitch round in terms of first half and second half, where we were shooting into the checkers end there in the second half, where we're normally going into the Gulf Road end. And they followed us round, and them little things make a difference, and we've got to use everything we've got to get points in this division, and the fans certainly helped us get that. But I thought the lads were super. I've got to give them so much credit. Last couple of games, Gateshead and Dorking, I felt we should have at least drawn and won them games, and then you feel like, oh, here we go again. And they didn't. They showed great character, and as I said, bare minimum we deserved a draw, but for me we should have took all 3 points.
And Dagenham have barely laid a glove on us, really. Matt Gould must be wondering how the hell's that happened.
Yeah, he'll be really. Hey, Matt's had really short notice there. We weren't certain if Ollie would be all right, and it wasn't worth the risk. We're down to bare bones now. A couple of the loan lads will go back to United. I don't know if it's till the end of the season, but they'll go back after tonight. And they've been great for us. I mean, Maxie's got a dead leg anyway, so we probably would miss Saturday. Joe will go back, and we might see them again. I'm not saying it's a permanent recall, but they'll be going back. Miles has gone down there, so I'm kind of glad we did rest Ollie, because if he went down again tonight, we'll literally be bare bones going into Saturday. But we should have a few back as well. Kyle Ferguson should be back, so it's not all doom and gloom, but hey, the lads are giving it absolutely everything out there, so I'm delighted that they could take something from the game.
And when we look at the game at Dagenham and Redbridge in the middle of September, we lost 4-1, played quite well on the day but lost 4-1. We went to the bottom of the table that day, so that's just an indication of how far we have come, and despite the fact we've had some disappointments in recent weeks, you can still feel the progress.
Absolutely. I mean, that's all this season's been for me. I know I'm coming for a little bit of stick here after the game on Saturday, I believe, so people calling for my head already. It's typical of this place. One day they're building me a statue, the next day I'm getting the sack. But I think it's been nothing but success. It's the best time for probably 30 years to be an Alty fan. You probably correct me on that. I might be slightly over-exaggerating, but biggest attendances they've had year on year for a long, long time. First time in 32 years getting to the semi-final of the FA Trophy. Cheshire Senior Cup final, first time for a decade, playing in the top division of non-league football. We're not going to win every week, but I tell you what, as long as the lads give the lot and they play our brand of football, that's all you can ask for at the moment. We're a young, developing team. I just think it's an absolute brilliant place to be, and if I was a young player aspiring to progress my career, this is where I'd want to be. And if I'm a fan and I can see lads dying for the shirt, which they'll always do, they're not always going to win games, but they'll always go to the end. We've got the best recovery stats from going behind, not that we want to come from behind. This team's done brilliantly for this football club and give this town something to be really proud of, so they deserve all the plaudits they get out there, and like you said, it's a season of progress, absolutely, in my eyes.
and 2 league games left, and the Cheshire Senior Cup final. 3 important games. If we can gain 4 points from the 2 remaining league games, we'll achieve a higher points per game than we achieved last season, which again would be a really good measure of progress under what's been a transformational season, and one that we'll probably never see the like of again.
I hope not. There's been that much change, and it certainly will have made me a better manager. It will make everybody who works around in the management team better for all the change that we've had to face. And I'm ever so proud of everyone, because we could look for excuses. We don't. We look for solutions, and I think that's the best way to be, because it can just consume you if you just worry about what's happened. You've got to look at what you can do, what you can affect, and that's all everybody does here. The players are exactly the same. They're reflective of that in terms of that mindset, that attitude. They don't look for reasons why they've not won a game. They look at how they're going to win the next game or how they're going to improve, and that's how we have to be as a football club. We're not a Chesterfield, a Notts County. We're Altrincham, who in this division at this moment in time financially are punching massively above the weight. We're full time. We've bridged that gap. But there's still a financial gulf in this division, and whether anybody likes it or not, yeah, you can get seasons where you'll do exceptionally well. It ultimately does come down to investment, and we'll always get the absolute every last drop of juice out of our players and all our resources. But ultimately that investment will be the thing, and fans coming through the gate will help with that. And the support we're getting at the moment is absolutely amazing. I mean, where I'm saying I'm proud of the players, I'm so proud of the fans as well. And I'm not just saying that to get on side with people. It just fills you with pride seeing the travelling fans clapping us off at Dorking, even though we've lost. They turn up again tonight when they could easily stay at home. It's brilliant to be a part of at the moment, and like I said, we'll be stronger next season. I can promise you that.
And we're disappointed we've not beaten Dagenham and Redbridge. Very well resourced club. Just missed out on the playoffs last season. Just going to miss out again this season. Again, that's a measure of the progress that we're making. Yeah,
you said it before, didn't you, in terms of the result earlier on in the season. We played well and lost, and again I remember comments about us being such a young team, and that's what we are. We're a young team, and they're the types of lads at this moment in time that I want to work with, because they give you everything. They want to improve. They want to kick on their careers, and when you've got that hunger, it really helps to improve them and drive things forward. The bit that hurts us is that naivety in games, or a little bit of greenness, a bit like what we saw from that set piece there. We'll probably look at it back and somebody's probably slightly out of position, and that affects things. But ultimately you've got to have a bit of luck in a season as well, and things haven't always gone for us. But again, for the season to gone the way it's gone, the changes that we've gone through, the barriers that we've faced, the obstacles that we've overcome, the way the club always comes together, it's just nothing but success this season, and we've just got to build it. We can't sort of stand still now. It's really important we build on this squad, build on the progress that we've done year on year, because that's the only way you move forward. As soon as you think you're okay or you've cracked it, it just slaps you in the face. So that'll be the thing that I'm speaking to the board about at the moment in terms of what we're doing to drive it forward. We're all on the same page. It's a really ambitious board. We're an ambitious management team and a group of players. So when you've got that concoction, you've got them ingredients, then it's normally a recipe for success.
And we complete our home campaign on Saturday against Torquay United. After 5 straight wins, they've had a heavy defeat tonight, so they have to win on Saturday. It's got all the makings of a really good occasion.
For a cracking game, won't it? Just what I wanted. But listen, Gary's a great manager. He's been there, seen it, done it, hasn't he? He's a top manager, and we always have a good battle. And it'll be great to see him. But listen, we certainly won't be out to do anybody any favours. We've got a points tally that we've still not achieved yet, and we'll be going to certainly win the game and make sure that we give the respect to everybody who's fighting down there, as we would expect if it was the other way around. So hey, they'll come and they'll give it everything, and they've gone 5 games on the bounce where they've been winning. The recruitment was bang on just when they needed it. They brought in the forwards that they needed and just strengthened the team, and as I said, he's used all his experience to give them a fighting chance of getting out of trouble. But again, you look at this division a couple of seasons ago when we first come in, they were a game away from getting promoted. So that's what I'm saying about we can't look back, we have to look forwards, because that moment you take your foot off the gas, you get something wrong, or recruitment doesn't quite go well, or you just stand still. Look at Torquay, they were a game away from getting promoted, they're a game away from getting relegated, so it's a really, really tough division, and when people get a little bit upset about the odd result here, they've got to remember that we're Altrincham, we're massively punching above our weight, and like I said, it's this season something to be really proud of.
That's the thoughts of Altrincham manager Phil Parkinson after our penultimate home game of the season, which has finished Altrincham 2, Dagenham and Redbridge 2. We complete the home season with Torquay United as the visitors to the J Davidson Stadium on Saturday. Get yourself down there, 3 p.m. kickoff.